Well, the outrage has been crescendoing over the last couple weeks. Will Royal Caribbean charge for free pizza? It's finally come to a head to the point where CEO and President Michael Bailey has had to speak out. It certainly begs the question, did the outrage work? Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. And certainly the story that has been blowing up over the last couple weeks is the story about the survey that Royal Caribbean International sent out to determine whether or not people would pay for the free pizza at Sorrento's. The survey contained two simple questions. The first question was, if there was a nominal fee for the pizza at Sorrento's, would you still eat at Sorrento's? And then question number two was, if we do start charging for pizza at Sorrento's, would that make you not want to cruise on Royal Caribbean? And while the answers to the questions have been loud, there have been a lot of people weighing in on it, and seemingly everybody and their mother has been talking about this on the social medias, including me and my mother. I'm just kidding. I didn't talk to my mom about this one, but if I did, I'm pretty sure she would say something like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I'm not going to start paying for pizza that used to be free. And while that hypothesized opinion of what my mom would have said is very similar to what other people said, there has been a resounding no, 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 we will not be paying for the free pizza. And surprisingly, there has been a decent amount of people out there saying that they would also quit cruising on Royal Caribbean if they did charge for the pizza. Now, like I said, the frenzy has gotten to such a point that we finally do have a statement coming out from Royal Caribbean International, and it's coming from the top dog himself, Michael Bailey, the CEO and president of Royal Caribbean International. And interestingly, his post on Facebook actually reveals the results of the survey. So we get a peek inside the official Royal Caribbean data. On his Facebook page, Royal Caribbean International CEO and President Michael Bailey wrote this: pizza, pizza, everywhere. A couple of weeks ago, we conducted one of frequent small group guest surveys. As usual, we asked questions on this and that, including customer thoughts on charges for pizza. The question was posted with the result that many emails and comments were sent. The survey said 80% of guests were opposed. 20% of guests said they would still go for pizza with a charge. 25% of guests surveyed said they would consider other lines. To calm all our pizza lovers, don't worry, we are not charging for pizza. Okay, there's certainly a lot to unpack there, but I do want to take a quick aside. There's a lot of commentary floating around about this, and the commentary that gave me a big smile today was from my friend Doug Parker over at Cruise Radio. When talking about the story, when talking about this post specifically, he referred to this post as having more emojis than posts that his niece post. There's a lot of pizza emojis in there, and I did get a good chuckle from that. But let's unpack it. The numbers are not exactly what I thought they would be. 80% of the people said that they would be opposed to a charge for the pizza in Sorrento's, and 20% said, yeah, that's fine. What? Who are these 20%? 2 out of 10 people said, hey, I would love to be charged for something that I used to get for free. That 20% number seems high to me. And then the other number that kind of jumps out that's pretty wild is that 25%, 1 in 4 people said that if Royal Caribbean started charging for pizza, that they would consider other cruise lines. We also had that conversation on a live show lately. What would have to happen for us to quit cruising or to quit a cruise line? Pizza wouldn't be it for me, but I sure wouldn't pay for the pizza. I just want to say that. I sure would not want to pay for the pizza. But fortunately, it looks like on Royal Caribbean, I will not have to pay for pizza. But is this conversation really about pizza? Because I don't think this conversation really is about pizza. I mean, I think on its surface, it's a pizza conversation. But really, what we're talking about is the trend toward nickel and diming the customers. I'm not a big fan of the term nickel and diming, but there is an alarming trend where we're starting to see things that used to be included in our cruise now not be included or continue to be included except with an additional fee. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I understand that we're dealing with multi-billion-dollar corporations that have a financial responsibility to shareholders. I understand that we're dealing with multi-billion-dollar corporations that had to take out multi-billion-dollar loans to survive during the shutdown, and now they're doing their best to creatively eradicate that debt while returning to profitability so that they're still favorably investable companies. I get that, but what I take umbrage with is the method of recouping money. I hate the idea that some leader somewhere says, well, you know, one way that we could pull back a few $1,000,000 is we just start charging for pizza. Well, one way that we can increase a few $1,000,000 is to increase gratuities. Well, one way that we could get some money back is to reduce the service level from 2 room cleanings a day to 1 room cleaning a day. Well, the way that we could get some money back is we could charge for second and third entrees in the main dining room. Well, one way that we could get some money back is to have less crew members per passenger. All of those things are real scenarios in cruising. And if you look at what the common denominator of all of those scenarios is that there is a direct impact to the guest experience, a direct impact to what previous guests have known cruising to be. And you may be saying, Tony, it's tough times. What are these companies going to do to get that money back? Well, this is what I would like to see, opposed to coming up more ways to reduce what I was used to get more money out of me from things that I used to get included. I would like to see new features that I have the option to pay for. And you say, well, is this a workable model? Certainly it is a workable model. Earlier in the week, Carnival announced that they would be working on their 3rd roller coaster to go on top of the Carnival Jubilee. They announced that their previous 2 roller coasters on the Celebration and the Mardi Gras, they'd made about $2.2 million since they had been in existence. I don't know what the numbers are, but certainly the 4-pay go-karts on Norwegian Cruise Line, also something new for guests that they can choose whether to pay for or not to pay for, that has become a profit center for the cruise lines. Even on a smaller scale, I think about the painting class that I took on Holland America for $25, or the special sushi and sake pairing that I did on Royal Caribbean International that I paid a fee for. In my opinion, this is the way to do it. Instead of taking things that used to be included and now charging for them to gain extra money, come up with new experiences, new activities, new attractions that will get customers to spend more money and leave the base cruise experience alone. Well, that turned into a little mini rant, didn't it? The main question I want to get at today, do you think the outrage worked? That's really the question that I want to get to. Selfishly, I think the outrage did work. Selfishly, I like the idea that as a community, we can spark a conversation. We can all get together in comments and in forums and Facebook groups. I like the fact that we can all throw our opinions out there, and that gives a huge data set to the cruise industry to dig through. Certainly, there's some extreme conversations that happen, some extreme comments that happen. But me personally, I do think that the outrage is helpful because it gives a good indicator to the cruise industry where a majority of people are coming from. But again, that's my opinion. I would love to hear yours. Is the outrage helpful, or is it unnecessary noise? What do you think? Leave a comment below. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. If you want to stay up to date with everything going on in cruising, make sure you're subscribed. That way you don't miss out. This is Tony for La Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise News.